Well,
Miss
let's do that.
thing. And
I'm not sure what you mean by that, Chuck.
you're very funny, and you know you might put Mike in his place, and someone should, but he's been hot and on fire today. So
you're not a hater.
no,
I love that about you.
You should have heard what he
The funny
said
thing
about
about Chuck is he never really listens to Ned, and so he has this thought that you could somehow put him in place. Okay, anyway, yes.
Right. Well, everybody, my name is Chuck. I'm happy to introduce our YouTube audience to a talented television writer, a comedian, and host of his own virtual open mic comedy show. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome Mr. Mike Langworthy.
Oh, well, yeah, everybody. Gosh, it's a pleasure to be here. You know, start off by saying, I get it. I have the curse of apparent insincerity. It doesn't matter what I say or how heartfelt I mean the things that I say. It always comes off like I'm being snarky, which is a word I don't even like, snide, all of those things. I get that. And people bring it up to me all the time, and I only have one thing to say to them. Fuck you. I'm glad to be here. We have guests from all over the country. So far, no one has checked in from a foreign land. Like last week, we had a performer that came to us from Germany. We've had people come from Bucharest. On the show that Chuck and I co-host on Sunday nights, we've had people from as far away as Australia. And we've even had people from Malaysia here. And by the way, Malaysia is a country, for those of you who are typical Americans.
I was thinking of neuralgia.
No, yes, it's not a slight feeling of disease. It's actually a country.
Is that near scoliosis?
No, it's not like scoliosis.
Because I hail from there.
Well, you do. Scoliosis, Michigan. It's just down by the bend in the road. Get it? Because it's scoliosis. Come on. Out there with glossaries.
Ask me how long I've had scoliosis, Mike.
How long have you had scoliosis?
About a week back.
Mike Rowe. Ow. That joke has legs, but you can't use them. What I'm saying is,
now I'm pissed.
What I'm saying is, I get the fact that I'm old. This is a mic. We try to have a really happy, supportive environment here, except when I'm on. And for those of you who are new to the mic and who were not here a little bit early, shame on you. What I meant to say was, not shame on you. What I meant to say was that the sponsor 5 minutes, unless capriciously I feel like letting somebody go longer, so sue me. And for the sets, I have a timer, which was provided to me by a person very special in my life. Yes, I have other people in my life. Thank you very much for believing that I live the sad life of a loner. I don't. Right?
Ask anybody.
Ned, I'm sorry, what did you say?
Nothing.
What kind of
imagined it.
Remark did you say about the host?
Mike, you're hallucinating again.
Oh, I am. Yeah. So I guess you don't have a unicorn's head in real life. Is that it? Anyway.
If it makes you feel better to think that, Mike, you go right ahead.
Yeah, thanks, Ned.
You know why, Mike? Because you're a winner.
Thanks. People like me.
Go get him, Tiger.
You know, let's just we're going to get to the show in a second, folks. Don't worry about that. Don't worry about that, people. We're going to get to the show. I was just complaining about being old. People were in. At any rate, doesn't matter. You know, just because I'm old doesn't mean I don't know what the kids are saying. Am I right? They say that. That's among the things that they say.
Yeah.
You know, how does a millennial say hello? That's racist. All right. Don't say I don't know what I'm talking about, my friend.
Oh, you're so
That's all I'm saying. Anyway, the sets are 5 minutes, unless for some method of madness, I decide to let somebody go longer. I don't cut people off before 5 minutes, and we've had some brutal 5 minutes. Previous shows. Nobody tonight. You people are very talented. I can tell just by looking at it.
I was gonna say hold my beer. Let's go.
Hold my
I
beer.
know to cut one or two people off.
Hold my, somebody who his closing bit was pull my finger. Does that give you any idea? Give you any idea? Does that give you a clue?
Then what happened?
So anyway, to set your 5 minutes, the beeper will go off at 4 to give me some kind of indication that you saw it, that you don't have to say, hey, stop that fucking beeper. You can just raise your hand. You can say, I got it, nod your head, whatever. Just something that, so that I don't just keep letting the beeper go, all right? Ordinarily, I usually do 5 minutes of groundbreaking and incredibly funny material at this point in the show, but
When are you starting?
oh, thank you, Ned. I was going to do some jokes from your act, but I was always
Who's got time for that?
curious about what it would be like to get laughs.
Mm.
So I'm going to bring our first performer on, who is, I don't throw the word unique around very much, but this guy's unique, and I think you're going to love him. Please welcome Ed Smythe. Ed Smythe, ladies and gentlemen. Yes, clap for him. Clap for him, for Christ's sake. Oh my God.
Oh, no.
Oog, son of Og. Screaming Blues. Thank you very much. Oog from Og. Amazing. Oog from Og, attorney at law.
Tina Turner called.
Ed Smythe. It's different every time.
Tina Turner called.
I pray to God he gets help. You see a little bit of everything on an open mic.
Good night, everybody.
Somebody in the chat wanted to ask Oog from Og if he was married and if he wanted to be. So text me offline. Some people like a man who's a beast. If you get what I'm saying, and I think you do. Well, we got a lot of show tonight, so I'm going to keep things moving with someone I'm, again, praying to God speaks English. Please welcome our next performer, Evan Smythe, one of our regulars here on the open mic. Evan Smythe, ladies and gentlemen.
Thank you. Thanks. I'm happy to be here. I'm glad it's almost fall. Made me think about the holidays coming up, and I'm excited about that. And also remind me that last Thanksgiving was the first time that my parents met my wife's parents. And I remember it well. It was the night before Thanksgiving. We went out to dinner. And when the check came, it was very interesting to see the power dynamics come out. Because like her mom like reached for it, tried to snatch it. My dad tried to calculate the tip, and I hid in the bathroom. But initially, I didn't even know who paid, because I came back and everyone was glaring at the table and the waiter was shaking in the kitchen. But I eventually asked my dad. I was like, "Who ended up paying?" And he's like, "Well, we worked it out. We decided that your mother and I would pay for dinner, and that they would just pay for your wedding." My parents are asking me to come visit, which would require a flight, so I'm not sure why they're asking. I grew up in New Hampshire. They still live there, so I think just word hasn't reached about the pandemic yet. Yeah, I loved growing up in New Hampshire, and I loved New Hampshire. But if you've never been there, it's kind of like Beyond the Wall in Game of Thrones. Instead of roving bands of wildlings, it's roving bands of libertarians. But I'm still nervous about flying. You know, I'm really worried if somebody is like, I'm worried about somebody taking off their mask. That'd be terrible, because we know if you take off your mask, I'm gonna miss my connection in Dallas. And I thought I could make the 30-minute layover, but I couldn't. During the day, I work from home, and I have been for the past 4 or 5 years. So when the pandemic came around and everyone else started working from home, I was like, finally, something I'm good at. But I feel like in those pandemic movies, or disaster or zombie movies, there's always that one survivalist who knows how to hunt and gather and fight zombies. And I think in this pandemic, that could be me. But instead of hunting and gathering, I could show you creative ways to microwave leftovers. Instead of fighting zombies, I could just help you curb your Netflix addiction. So about a month ago, I got diagnosed with COVID, and I was lucky. It was mild, and I've recovered. But I'm still taking all the precautions, wearing the mask, washing my hands, socially distancing. Turns out that some friends of mine who have had COVID are not. And I found this out because they were planning a game night. And that afternoon, I found out I had COVID. And when I said, hey, I'm not going to be able to make it for a few weeks, they're like, no. You can still come over. You can still come over. We've already had it. And at this point, I just don't know what it's going to take for me to be able to get out of a game night. So, coronavirus was really like my last Hail Mary attempt. It was a double date, so we planned it months in advance, and I've found that's the trend. Double date couples always want to plan things way too far in advance. Like if they see you on the street, they'll run up and be like, "Are you busy 7 weeks from next Friday?" Yes. This one couple we knew, they wanted to go to a Nuggets game. They planned it so far in advance that by the time it was game day, they were divorced. It's uncomfortable for me too. I mean, we like them both. We didn't want to pick sides, and also I paid for the tickets. And I did not know how to handle that Venmo request. All right, thank you guys. This has been fun.
Yeah. Ladies and gentlemen. Now, I want everyone to know Evan had called me earlier or got in touch with me, called me. Anyway, let me know in some, social media way that he had busy things that he had to do today because he's planning for a trip. And I want everybody to wave goodbye to Evan because he's probably going to leave before the show is over, even if he doesn't leave right away.
No.
Thanks for the time, guys.
James Longshore. I don't know who that guy is. I don't know him yet. And even if I did, he's wearing a fucking mask. But I'm going to keep the show rolling because we got a lot of show tonight, and I want to, and I don't want to intimidate too many people while it's happening. So our next performer comes to us from Washington, D.C. I have never met this man. We chatted a little bit before the show started. He was pretty funny in chat. So get ready for Chip Joe.
Yeah. Hey. Pretty funny in chat. Way to dig a hole for me. Hey, how's everybody doing?
Way to dig.
I think like most people, I've been spending time in quarantine, sort of trying to be the better person. Like many comedians, I have issues. Turns out I have terrible road rage. In fact, the other day, a bird pooped on my windshield, and I followed him back to his nest and shit in it. Not a good deal. Not a good deal. You probably can't tell from the way I'm seated, but I do have long dreadlocks. Pretty impressive.
Oh,
And it's funny because when people see these, they automatically assume that I smoke and sell weed. And I just want to let you guys know I don't smoke weed. Okay, counting the customers. Lot of race relation stuff going on here. I'm kind of happy though with sort of corporate America, letting Aunt Jemima, Mrs. Butterworth, and Uncle Ben off the plantation. I thought that was pretty nice. I think the thing I like the most is that we got to go first, because usually we don't get to go first. In fact, usually we don't get to go at all. I thought they would have started with I don't know, child labor. Let Wendy's and Little Debbie off, or maybe they could have gone gay rights and finally let the Brawny Man and Mr. Clean declare their love. So it was nice that we got to go first. But it's problematic, Now I've got these woke white people that are coming up to me, trying to explain how much they know about Black history. Like, did you know that Malcolm X was an excellent bowler? Really? Is that part of the struggle? I didn't know that. Harriet Tubman had narcolepsy. Okay, cool. Yeah. Yeah, Martin Luther King, man, he not only had a dream, but he had some nightmares. Get away from me, please. Just kidding. Walk away. But it's fun that white America has now discovered Juneteenth. In fact, there's some congressmen that want to make it a national holiday, and I'm not sure that I'm down with that, you know, because I can see next year turning on the TV and hearing "Swing Low, Sweet Chariot." You need a new chariot? Come on down to Coons Ford. We'll get you in one today. I'm going to lay down my burden on this sleepy memory foam mattress. Come on down. All black people, 3/5 of the price. Come on in. We'll take care of you. I think my worst fear is that, you know, once it becomes a holiday, you know, then Hallmark will start making cards, right? I can see my white friends and coworkers sending me these crazy cards. Like I get a card that says, "Hey, I'm sorry about slavery." Open it up. It was a cotton picking shame. No. Walking into work, a little card on my desk that says, "Hey, it's been over 140 years since we had slavery." Open the card up. Isn't that all just watermelon under the bridge? From Debbie and the girls in HR. No, I don't have anybody to complain to. Maybe somebody go high tech, you know, and personalize one of those recorded message card. Front of the card says, "Are you still mad about slavery?" I open the card up and it just screams, "Nigga, please! Nigga, please! Oh, nigga, please!" Yeah. Now I'm stabbing everybody at my job. Oh, what's up going on? So as you can tell, I'm an elder comedian with my gray hair, and I'm jealous of the young guys that still have that steady stream when they go to the bathroom. You know, they're like firemen with their little fire hose. You know? Yeah, if I'm your fireman, your house is burning to the ground. I guess that's all I'm saying. You know, when I go now, it's more like a ketchup pump at McDonald's. Squirt, squirt. Squirt. Most of the time now I'm seated. You know, which is kind of awkward at a urinal. So, yeah, just have to remember to stand up before I flush or my back gets wet. So that's kind of awkward. I had a really interesting show just before COVID. I was in Pennsylvania, in a rural area, and the lady came up to me and she said, "You know, I can tell from your hair, you're probably African American, but you're very light skinned. How does that happen?" I looked at her, I said, "Slavery?" Send me a card. Send me a card. I was in downtown DC recently, and a little 6-year-old white girl was walking in front of me, and she looked back and saw me, and she immediately took her Barbie purse and she slid it to the other side of her body and clutched it really tight. And I gotta admit, it made me a little sad. I think mainly because it meant I had to knock her to the ground to snatch it. Yeah, this racism isn't working out for either one of us. Well, I think that's my time. I'm Chip from DC. Thanks for listening. I'll hand it back to you.
From DC, ladies and gentlemen.
Yeah.
DC. Coming in strong. Coming in strong. I got the same problem, Chip, with the urinals. And
Me too.
I used to be able to pee halfway up a wall without even, you know, blinking. And halfway across the room. I mean, come on. Lost a lot of girlfriends that way. Man, they hate that, especially after you broke up. And they're not. First of all, it's a burglary, technically. I can't do it anymore. Now I actually have to stand in the toilet. And I still miss it. It's sad. It's just sad is what I'm saying. Well, I think you understand. What I'm saying is that I'm sad because you know.
How do you feel about it, Mike?
How do you feel, Mike?
No. You know, I'm sad.
You're
I'm sad
sad?
because I am. I thought you would have gotten that from how many times I said sad, but apparently not.
So Mike, does
Yeah.
your doctor make you schedule an extra hour to pee in a cup? That's what mine's doing now.
I don't have a doctor. I have a faith healer. And it hasn't worked, by the way. But let's not get into that. Come on. This isn't my private life. This is your life. Our next performer is someone that I've known for a very long time. We used to be in a comedy class together a long time ago, and she has had a very interesting life that I think she's going to tell you a little bit about right now. Her name is Vanda Michelleoski from.
Thank you guys so much. My name's Vanda, and I am an old friend of Mike's, and I'm old too. I'm 61, and I look great though. All this and funny too, right? It's not fair. Do you know there are flat-chested women all over the planet with no sense of humor? And look what I got. Inequity of that situation. I do. Sometimes I go to parties just because I'm going to be there. I've noticed that as you get older, it takes a lot of energy to stay sexy and attractive for many of you. I'm a yoga teacher. I'm not a good yoga teacher. I smoke and I judge people. Lard ass. You need to breathe, honey. One of my coolest claims to fame, this is a true story. I had a few celeb clients as a yoga teacher, and one time I went from like living out in the woods in the middle of nowhere, teaching yoga, broke as shit. Like just when students would come into my class, I'd be like, namaste, but I'd be thinking, ka-ching, $10 more. And then from there to making like about $2,000 a week, touring with the Dixie Chicks for 7 months. And teaching yoga to these 3 beautiful bodies, you know, and as I would up there teaching yoga every morning to the Dixie Chicks, these gorgeous bodies, I'd be thinking, which lesbian's vision board did I look at? I'm not spiritual, really. I'm not a very spiritual person. I don't have any food allergies, right? So, sometimes I go to raw food restaurants. I bring the food home and I cook it. So much better that way. I can't believe it. I did a ayahuasca experiment. Does anyone do an ayahuasca ceremony? Anyone? Raise your hands. I did ayahuasca. It's a hallucinogenic tea they drink in the Amazon, and you like tap into this vast Mother Nature intelligence. And I did, and I was dancing, like, and I had my hair flying. I was like, oh my God, I'm so in love with this life. I love it. I wasn't even dancing. I was being danced. I got the sense I was being danced, right? And I'm doing this with a bunch of 20-year-olds, right? And then we come down and we have like a session where we kind of talk, how was your ayahuasca journey? And this one little girl says in the corner, she goes, I loved watching you dance. She goes, you look like a mountain woman. And I'm thinking, you mean like Appalachia mountain? Or like, you know, let us know, praise famous men, mountain woman? Or do you mean like Colorado, sexy mountain woman? Like, what the hell? Anyway, so I don't want to end this on a political note. I'm not very political at all, but I don't know. There's something about every time I see Ivanka Trump's little blonde chipmunk face, I just can't imagine anything but taking my hands and like strangling her until her eyeballs pop out, and then I have an orgasm. And I'm not gay. I don't know why. I'm gay. Thank you. Great.
Vanda Michelleoski. Dixie Chicks. Not the reason they had to change their name, by the way. Just wanted to clear that up. He taught them a lot of things, but apparently not how to be political in public. So there you go. I've loved her for a long time. And when I say that, I don't mean in the Vietnamese whore sense. I love her. Just saying, she's somebody that I've always cared a lot for as a person, in a completely non-creepy way. One more thing about urinals. Can I just say this? You know, if you're not terribly well endowed, the last thing you want to do is go to a urinal at a ball game. That's all I'm saying. You know, they're like 30 yards long. There's 25, 30 people at any given moment urinating. You just look up and down and you say, I think I'm in the wrong bathroom.
God.
That's all I'm going to say.
That's when you have to try the 7th inning stretch.
Oh.
Feel free to punch all my material down.
Seventh inning stretching right now.
If I may just introduce another new comic to the mic tonight. I don't know this man. We also chatted briefly beforehand, and he also made me laugh. So please welcome, if you will, Vinnie Siron.
Yay.
Gentlemen.
Hello, hello.
You heard Chip Jones?
I'm Vinny, and I have no health insurance. Right now, that's my story. Yeah. I honestly recommend it. It's ever since I lost my insurance, my decision making has improved substantially. Very good. I haven't gone out since March, because if I go out there and get the COVID, that could be the most expensive mistake of my life. So you want to go out, Vinny? You got going out money. That's money for food, drinks, clothes, gas. Also $10 million for a ventilator. Oh, shit. I guess I'll stay in tonight. Yeah, I'm unemployed, which is rough. Living with my parents. It's always troubling when your childhood bedroom becomes your adulthood bedroom. I don't like that feeling. I really do not care for that. See, being unemployed gives you a lot of time to sit around and think about stuff like unemployment. Really gives you time. And what I've realized is the reason like we're stagnating as a society is because everyone's focused on not losing their jobs, right? Like for example, we can't have solar panels and windmills because then coal miners will lose their jobs. You ever been in a coal mine? I don't think they're going to be too broken up about losing their job in there. What's that? I no longer have to descend into the maw of the earth, where God cannot see? No. Well, solar panels, where am I going to work with a solar panel windmill? A sunny field with a pleasant breeze? Nah. I'm going to the depths of hell. I had a job interview the other week, and I used to work at a comedy club as an intern, and people always see that. It's like, oh, you work at a comedy club. Do you do comedy? It's like, yeah, I do comedy. Oh, can you tell me a joke? Shit. And let me tell you, I thought I've bombed before. You haven't bombed till you bomb at a job interview. It's always the same reaction, like, oh, that was it. That was good. Good. Cool. I've heard that shaving, if you're trying to do something, you got to shave because it makes you look more honest. A clean shaven face makes you look more honest. But I tried it and it didn't work out because you ever shave and you somehow look like more of a neck beard? Does anyone experience this phenomenon? It was not a good look. When I shave, my second chin comes out. And that's especially problematic because the way that the folds of the skin look, every time I talk, it looks like I'm giving off evil subliminal messages. So, hey, how you doing? I'm Vinny. Down with Israel. It's not a good look. It's not good. I think a big problem these days is we make too many generalizations. Like I was watching this nature documentary. It was about octopi. It was like octopi are one of the most intelligent species of animal on planet Earth. There's got to be one stupid octopus, I think. One stupid octopus. All the octopi hang out. As oh my God, here comes Phil, the stupid octopus. What's he gonna do? Floats in. Hey guys, you interested in Herbalife? Oh my God, this guy. Oh my God. I'm a small business owner, guys. This stupid octopus. Oh my Lord. I've started using cocoa butter again, which is great. I like cocoa butter because it sounds like a baseball player nickname. Yeah, up to the plate, it's cocoa butter. I stopped using it for a while because it betrayed me as a child. See, cocoa butter smells delicious, but it tastes like every other lotion, I found out. And that's really what sticks with you as a kid. It's the betrayals. That's what traumatizes you most. I'll give you an example. I was learning my times tables when I was a kid, and my brother was helping me. He asked me, Vinny, what is 7 times 4? I think for a moment. I say 21, which is wrong, but in my credit, that's like 1 7 off. It's pretty close, I think. He said, anyway, he doesn't tell me I'm wrong. He opens his arms and smiles as if to congratulate me with a hug. And I go in eager to accept my brother's affection. And as soon as I get within arm's reach, he smacks me in the face. I was shocked. I was traumatized. To this day, I get nervous when I got to do basic arithmetic. As I got I got here 3 oranges, $1.50 each, or 20% off. How much is this, Vinny? It's like, I'm going to tell you, but I'm standing over there. I'm not messing around here. All right, that's all I got, guys. Thank you so much.
Hey, Siron! Nice. You had the right lighting for that. Dark lighting. I like that.
Very romantic.
Right.
Coming up right behind you in the dark, going, "Give me all your punchline."
Right. When are mom and dad gonna let you come back inside?
Yeah, that's right. Hey, that's how I told you that in confidence. That's what my mom used to say to me. Be good to your sister today, Mike, and you get to sleep in the house. Nice. Appreciate it, man. All right, so I'm moving on. Why? Because my life is empty. The next performer comes to us from Colorado, but never mind. I'm just going to introduce him. They're all funny. They're all funny. Some of them are funny, haha. Some of them are funny, like, interesting career choice. But this guy happens to be hilarious, and it's such a temptation to say more than that about him. And I think he'll explain to you why as soon as, if you haven't already been able to tell. It's not you idiot. Get off the screen. It's Jake Ovus.
Yeah.
Jake
Hey, thanks, guys. It's fun. We just moved into this new house right before lockdown, which is nice because one thing that makes quarantine better is square footage. But right on the other side of this wall is a daycare, and then right over there is a funeral home. And when I moved in, I got all existential about it, like we all live between a daycare and a funeral home. The crazy thing is they must have had I don't know who just had a funeral recently, and they honored him by getting a bunch of really loud cars and then just revving them a bunch in the parking lot, which is a great way to honor people. Can we agree? Let's just make noise. You know what this guy loved? Carbon monoxide. That's what he loved. So our whole bedroom smells right now because they were just right outside. It reminds me of the first time I met my father-in-law. He told me, this is the first time I'm meeting this man. He says he wanted to be a firework. Like when he died, they wanted to put him inside of a firework, like. He is really into Katy Perry. Baby, you're a firework. All right. We're having a good time. Hey, guys, I got an important announcement. I'm thinking about changing my pronouns. It's not a gender thing. It's just, I feel like a plural pronoun would be more appropriate. I'm about the size of an average family. So that it's just more than one person. I'll consider it. I love doing the online shows. it's weird doing the online shows because I feel like I need to hold something up for scale to show how big I am, you know? We're all in the same kind of boxes. But then I figured I could just use a scale. That would probably say the same thing. An actual scale, I would, oh, that makes sense. The pronoun joke, now I get it. Is the size of an average family. I went over to my dad's house for dinner recently, and you know, I told that at a show recently, and people like, why'd you go over to your dad's house? Because he's still alive? I don't know. Like, if their parents are alive, they ask you to come over, but whatever. I went over to my dad's house, and he served this casserole, right? And it was circus peanut casserole.
Oh.
If you're familiar with circus peanuts, they have nothing to do with actual peanuts. They are much more similar to packing peanuts than any other form. They are bright orange like a parking cone. They're all squishy like an orthopedic pillow. They taste like bananas and just chemicals. I don't know. And he's like, let's make a circus peanut casserole, and we're going to add to this monstrosity of nature, circus peanuts, we're going to add to it Jell-O. Like, that's what this needs. Some gelatin. Let's add some boiled hooves, and that's really going to bring out the taste. Boiled hooves and circus peanuts. Oh, it was pretty good. It was pretty good. There's the noise there. I keep getting. I've been hit on by a lot of men, and I just love rainbows. And sometimes I've been told that I'm a bear, right? But I have no body hair, so I'm much more of a hippo. And some guys get upset when men hit on them, and I don't care. I'm a little flattered. I mean, it's glad to know I have options. And it's like, I don't even understand like why somebody would get mad at that. Like, he's offering you cheesecake. I get it that you're lactose intolerant, but you don't need to be intolerant, right? I mean, come on. Yeah, I told that joke, and then went into, I had a little show at a bar and met a guy at the urinal, and he looked over and said, "Nice set." Okay, thanks, guys.
Jake Ovus. Jake Ovus. Sometimes referred to as Big Jake Ovus. I don't get it. Hey, look, Jake, my dad used to tell me to come over to the house all the time, but I never bowed to the pressure. Never. Never. Remember all those times I used to beat the shit out of you when you were a kid? Come back. Now I love you now.
I love you.
Thanks, Pops. Yeah, I'm leaning in like it's old school comedy. Thanks, Pops. We gotta get the show going. We have another show in June, ladies and gentlemen. All right, so all I'm saying is that I'm going to teach you some of the tricks of the old school, and I'm just current with what the kids are doing today. I was going to do that Katy Perry joke just a split second before you, and I said, you know what? Jake's too smart to miss that one. He's doing a whole fireworks. It's funny, but it's a setup. Funny setup. Everything people can learn. I hope you're taking notes, because you don't just laugh at the open mic. You learn. You learn your
Open learn.
If you have kind of an olive complexion, maybe not perform completely in the dark. It's just everybody has to feel the same way I do. But I'm saying that there's some tips that make it a little easier for you to move your career forward. And our next performer is a guy who's going to be living proof of how fast you can move forward. He's been funny every time he's here. He does puns, and he's the only guy I let get away with it, because that's Chuck's territory. And I can't tell you how much I hate them, but when he does them, they're funny. I don't know why, Sukumar Vijay Aragaman, ladies and gentlemen.
Hey, I was just pondering over my interesting career choice. So normally I don't complain about stand-up comics, but something happened last week. So last week I did a showcase at in Erie, and I got on stage and did my set, and it went off well. But the person who followed me was the other Indian comic from Colorado. I don't know if you've seen him, BK Sharad.
Yes.
And throughout his set, he kept referring to me as his daddy. Now, I know it's chronologically possible. I also know that anybody who sees me once knows that I'm a player. And I also know that there is no 100% guarantee with a vasectomy. And so I got to thinking, I don't think Colorado is big enough for 2 Indian comics. There are only so many brown skin and racism jokes to go around. For example, I talk about why I like stand-up comedy so much, because when I'm on stage, I feel safe, and I feel the audience is rooting for me to succeed, because I know what they are thinking. He's brown, he's short, he's got a beard. I hope he doesn't bomb on stage. Well, there's only so many variations of that joke he can do. So what I proposed was that we split our territories. So I get to do the Denver and Front Range, and he gets to do Boulder and comedy meccas like Leadville and Nederland. That way, I think we can avoid conflict, because the last thing I want is a conflict between the two of us, because then it spreads to the family and eventually to the whole community, and it might end up to what historians might refer to as the Great Indian Wars. So like you'll have the Mountain Indians from Boulder, and you'll have the Plains Indians like me, and historically the Mountain Indians are more aggressive, and every now and then they'll come down in their Broncos and Mustangs to raid the Indian trading post, which is known to insiders as Bombay Bazaar, and make away with all their naans and papadums. Then a Plains Indian boy might marry a mountain girl, and the family would complain that they didn't pay dowry. And there's always been a tension between the two tribes. In fact, the worst thing that happened was when the Mountain Indians came down and stole our entire supply of cow urine. Now you know that cow urine is used for healing various things, various illnesses. And I know this is a Zoom, but I can see the judgment coming out of my screen. I know you're thinking how uncivilized to think that cow urine could be medicinal, but I put it to you that it is, it's the same thing is done here. For example, what do you do when somebody's really sick or terminally ill? You put them in hospice care. So I ask you, what's the difference between cow piss or hospice?
Close to the wind, Sukumar.
So don't judge me, white people. You've always had it in for us Indians. I remember once when you distributed blankets soaked in chicken tikka masala. And the horror of that, chicken tikka masala is, for those who don't know, it's not an Indian dish. It was a dish concocted by a bartender in Glasgow so you can see how offended we'd be. So, so we need reparations more than a few 7-Eleven stores. So anyway, the positive of this is will be that the Cleveland Indians would finally be politically correct. Though of course the Redskins are on their own. So that's my set. Thank you.
Ladies and gentlemen.
Son 90 horas que tienes que estar en línea. ¿Ya me lo vas a acabar aquí? ¿Cuántas horas llevas? No se me...
What's going on?
They're doing my act.
Sorry.
No, I just sounded like some of the relatives came in at the end.
Just a shift change from some of the service personnel, Mike.
That's a virtual shift change? It's pretty low.
Yeah, we have some. We have hospice care workers that needed to change shifts.
I thought it was housekeeping.
You wouldn't believe the stuff we offer here at Colorado
I
County.
spent extra money on hospice care for my father. Extra money, like I paid double and everything. It did not work at all. He died anyway. I don't understand.
But did he get a happy ending?
I am pissed. They gave him a couple before he died. Just
Okay, there we go.
why not?
Make an old man happy.
Actually, it was quite a happy ending for me. But let's, talking about my parents. No, why? I don't
That's
care.
hardly the point.
Virtual hospice care is a Republican Party platform.
You're actually killing me.
Our current federal hospice care program is no federal program for COVID. It's just, well, okay.
Wow.
If you get it, you get it. All right. So there you go. That's all I'm saying. No, it's not all I'm saying, but it's all I'm saying right now, because I'm going to bring the next performer up, named after one of the top 5 Ivy League universities and from the Netherlands. Please welcome Gail Hollander.
Yeah. Thank you, Mike. Yeah,
Hey,
speaking
come on,
of
clap for the guy, for Christ's sake. Oh, look, now everybody's going.
yeah, thanks for talking about hospice and stuff like that. And while we're on the subject of dying, let's bring Yale on. I kid. Mike.
Said I can't do a lead in, my friend.
There you go. Hey, you are looking very hip tonight, Michael, with that solid black shirt on. I'm sure that right after the show tonight, you're gonna grab your bongos and your beanie and head over to Larry Ferlinghetti's for a happening. So good luck with that. Man, today was a day. I actually got a little bit of a gig in this afternoon. I was asked to MC a virtual business networking meeting. For those who don't know what a business network meeting is, it's essentially a key party for realtors and insurance agents and guys who own UPS store franchises. But I was asked to deliver the icebreaker to the group activity, and today's icebreaker was, if you could have any superpower you wanted, what would it be? And it actually gave me cause to think. And sadly, I've reached the stage in my life where if I could have any superpower at all, it would probably be the ability to get up out of a chair without having to ask for help. So in case you haven't figured it out, I'm coming to you tonight from my basement, which there are many reasons why I'm down here, actually, but one of the principal reasons tonight is that I live in the Midwest, and we are having some inclement weather tonight. So it's always better to be in the basement in case things go a little bit sideways, literally and figuratively. But I'm watching the TV news, and of course they're breaking in, every 3 or 4 minutes with the super radar update and all that. And the meteorologist comes on and he says, a suspected tornado has touched down about 5 miles northeast of St. Louis. And it's like, what the hell is a suspected tornado? Are we trying to now protect the innocence of bad weather? Is there a standard? Is there an innocent until proven tornado standard? I mean, how does that work? I mean, is there a strong social movement that's trying to support the good name of thunderstorms? I mean, are there people out there advocating for meteorological phenomena? Well, we'd like to hear both sides of this story. I mean, that trailer park might have been asking for it. What was that trailer park wearing? I don't know. That billboard was provocative. It deserved to get knocked down. I don't know. I'm also in my basement because my wife is upstairs watching Lifetime movies. For those of you who don't know what Lifetime movies are, consider yourself very fortunate. One premise is more absurd than the next, and it's never good. It's never good news for anybody in those movies. The one that she happened to be watching as I was making my way downstairs, I asked her what it was about, and which was a huge mistake on my part. But here we are. So she goes, "Oh, this is one where there's a psychopath running around kidnapping orphans." And I said, I don't think that verb works in that context, okay? You can't really kidnap an orphan, okay? Technically, that's adoption. All right. Those kids are winners. Those kids, for the first time in their lives, are feeling wanted. Those kids are riding an emotional high that is probably going to carry them through the remaining 10 to 15 minutes of their lives. She also enjoys watching Dr. Phil, or as I like to call him, Mr. Phil. He has a PhD in psychology, but it's clinical psychology. And he wrote his doctoral thesis on the psychological impact of rheumatoid arthritis. Okay, so how does that qualify him to assist anybody in a family crisis, unless that family crisis is like grandma screams in terror every time she goes to pick up a cast iron skillet? I mean, it baffles my mind. I mean, look, I have a law degree. Technically, I'm a doctor. Okay, I can fix your ticket. I can fix your speeding ticket. I can't fix your fucked up family, though. Sorry. All right, that is my time. Thank you as always. Back to you, Mike.
Yeah. Yale Hollander. Yale Hollander. Now I'm going to take a little break here. We got more show, but I want to. One of the things that Chuck, our producer, loves to do is to let you know that you can always get tickets from Gladys Frolicky, our cashier, who holds 2 Guinness Book of World Records for being a cashier. 1 for checking out every item in a $2,000 bill in under 2 minutes. And another one for finishing off all the other employees at her Safeway in less than 7 minutes.
Right.
And only using one hand because she was still checking off things. So that's one thing.
Roy, he's the kind
She is handy.
Go to the Eventbrite and get tickets for open mic. If you use Gladys's name, her name is Gladys Frolicky. Thanks, Gladys is the promo code, and you'll save 10% on a ticket. We also support Elevating Connections here, which is a wonderful organization. Is Stacy Sanders here? Stacy Sanders is the executive head of it, and she's going to explain to you what they do.
Hello, talk about lighting. I just literally ordered a lamp because so very sorry about that. Hi everybody, I'm the founder and executive director of Elevating Connections, and we do 2 things. We reunite siblings that have been separated in foster care, because that's the thing. They are abused and neglected in their homes, and then for a variety of reasons, they are separated from their siblings when they're removed. And so we offer year-round programming, camp, connecting events, and we get them together. I do a lot of advocacy and education around this topic, kind of like what I'm doing here. And then we also work with older youth, and we help them find their voice and express themselves and connect them to us and to their community. We do that through technology and spoken word and art, and we're adding comedy this fall. I'm so excited about that. Yes, very excited because y'all express yourselves and use your voice and through your comedy. And I want my youth to have that opportunity to find a different way to share their stories and tell their truth. And thanks to Chuck and Mike and Colorado Comedy Shows, we've been able to fund some of our programming. We provide technology. We have an event coming up in a couple weeks, paid for by the donations that Colorado Comedy Shows is able to provide for us, which means we get some siblings together to have a good time. Which is so thank you so much.
Awesome. Thank you, Stacy. Appreciate you.
Thank you very much.
Right. You can donate at elevatingconnections.org.
It's 9 o'clock.
Wow, it is 9 o'clock.
It is 9 o'clock. And that is the time to plug Magic Moments Incorporated.
Right on time, Mike. We are right on time.
I can't believe we're doing this the way I wanted to do it. And then you know what? Magic Moments is a wonderful organization that I have been involved with ever since we moved to Denver from our previous location. I would love to tell you where that is, but unfortunately, the federal law requires that I keep it a secret, along with my real identity. As it may, we're here at magicmomentsincorporated.org. That's where you can go on the website and donate to them directly. They put on a full musical comedy show every year, and it's a large cast show with roughly 160 to 175 people in it, of whom between 40 and 60 people have special needs of one kind or another, ranging from relatively minor ones to very highly impacted. And aside from the fact that the shows are good every year, and they are, partly because they're co-written by somebody whose name you'd recognize in a moment. Not so busy hosting an open mic tonight, too busy to give. But also because the shows are always produced in a way that allows the people with special needs to be given a meaningful role in the show and not just used as window dressing or as something to say, hey, we have special needs people in our shows. No, they have significant roles in the shows. And all of the music in every show is an ASCAP or BMI song from pop music or from musicals, so you can be sure whenever you go to a show that all of the music in the show is going to be already proven to be wonderful music. And then we repurpose the lyrics to help support the story of the show. Chuck has been to one of the shows, and so has Terry Barton Gregg, a very good friend of mine who is here as a spectator tonight. And she told me privately that she needed an umbrella because Chuck was weeping so profusely. He was doing Powerpuff Girls, cartoon tears. Why? Because the show was that good, largely because of the book, which was written by someone who is too shy and a little bit too self-effacing to tell you what his name is.
I think that's Mike Langworthy, everybody.
What did you say, Chuck?
Yeah, I said, I think it's Mike Langworthy is who you're talking about.
Yeah, thanks for blowing it, Chuck. I was trying to remain anonymous. Now everybody knows. You know how hard it is being a genius? No, of course you don't. But I do. Try to stay anonymous, and it doesn't work. Anyway, it's a wonderful show. It's a wonderful show. And every year is different, and they're always great. So, and you can donate directly at the website that we slide. So our next performer, are we ready for that?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Hey, thanks everybody for letting me start.
Yeah, that's Chuck Roy, by the way, who's producing the show. He often performs on the show. I don't know if you're doing a set tonight or not, but
I have one or two jokes I wanted to try.
One or two. Do you want to do them now, or do you want to wait until later?
I'll wait a moment.
Okay, that's fine. Because I've already told somebody I don't want to disappoint him because his life is so sad. Please welcome next performer, somebody that I've known for many years, lives in Ann Arbor now, actually, Sayo, which is the closest thing to an Ed McMahon joke we have in Michigan. And, he's a writer on many television shows. You'd recognize their names. And I don't remember them because, frankly, my name wasn't at the beginning of the sentence when he told him that. So I
And
didn't.
you don't have cable.
So I didn't pay any attention. That's all I'm saying. But he's a very funny guy. Please welcome, if you will, Ned Rice.
Yeah.
Thank
you.
Good.
Thanks. How about a big hand for Mike Langworthy, your hard work?
Yeah, how about a big
Wow,
Yay.
yeah.
That's enough. Settle down. Settle
All
down.
right.
Mike, we tease Mike for being, quite elderly, but Mike's actually very hip. So don't forget to like him on Friendster. He loves that. Fun. It's fun. It's a fun thing. Thanks for putting me on so late, Mike. I didn't know there was a check spot in a Zoom show. So that's okay. Okay, settle down.
Yeah.
Now listen.
If it wasn't for your bad heart, you would have been on later.
I have to pretend I get that now. That's so good. I am crazy busy. I've spent the whole day working. I work on this amazing nonprofit. Maybe you've heard of it. It's called My Career. So much work, and there's not a penny in it. It's because you know why? Because I like to give back. I'm about giving back. That's what I'm about. So there's that. And also this whole weekend I was busy. I belong to a Gulf War reenactment club. So once a month we dress up like paid mercenaries and pretend to invade a small defenseless country that doesn't threaten the US, kill a million civilians, and then they get to hold elections. So it's like history comes alive. I've never felt so American. It's a wonderful time. I recommend it highly. Also, it's as if I wasn't busy enough. This week I have to hire a nanny. I don't know if any of you have been through that process. Hiring a nanny is very difficult. I mean, there's the resumes and the interviews and the recommendations. It's plus the weird thing about me hiring a nanny is I don't have any kids. So some of them are kind of get kind of turned around on that. So like many of you, I'm fascinated by celebrity culture. I love it when I hear that a celebrity has checked into a hospital for exhaustion. This person was admitted to a hospital for exhaustion. Has this ever happened to you? Honey, I'm so tired. I've never been so tired. Call an ambulance. You're in the waiting room. The doctor comes out. Ma'am, we've ruled out heart disease, cancer, diabetes, COVID. But your husband has tested positive for exhaustion. Looks like we caught it just in time. We read him a story, and we got him a drink of water. We checked under the bed for monsters, and he said his prayers. So if he gets through the night, I think he's going to be okay. That'll be $45,000. Like many of you, I love music. And have you ever listened to a song for years and years, and you just love the song, and you don't even know what, and then all of a sudden one day you find out what the song is really about? That happened to me today. Maybe you've heard the Bryan Adams song, Summer of '69. I thought that was a song about the year 1969. Who knew? Apparently he met a young woman. Well, it's a love song is what it is. That's what I'm saying to you about that song.
Really?
Yeah, so we're moving on. I also heard one of my favorite songs today. I heard one of my favorite songs today, Midnight Train to Georgia. You probably remember that song. You know why that song is such a sad song? The Midnight Train to Georgia is the red eye. You don't want to take a red eye. You get there in the morning, you're exhausted. Whenever I take a train to Georgia, I always take the morning train. It just makes more sense. So that's why it's so sad, I watched a documentary about Stephen Hawking, the physicist. Do you know that he never won a Nobel Prize for physics? Isn't that incredible? That's such an injustice. Plus, how great would it be to have to call him up and tell him that he won? Hello, Stephen, are you sitting down? That would have been the best. Take your time. There's no right or wrong answer on this. You're fine. You're doing really well. Chip mentioned during the show, one of my heroes, Harriet Tubman, was narcoleptic. That's true. But other than that, she was very woke. Don't get think about that. That lady had it going on. So I salute her. I think that's the end of my time. So thank you for listening. And I yield back the remainder of my time, Mr. Chairman.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Hey, what remainder? Am I right? Okay, anyway.
Wow.
Nice job, Ned.
Thank you, Mike.
See, you take the midnight train, you're exhausted in the morning, you got to go into the hospital if you're a
I
celebrity.
don't know about you. I
That's
can't sleep on a train. I can't.
No, you can't?
No, it's too distracting.
Yeah, what if you're taking the midnight train to Georgia and you're in Athens, Georgia? Huh? And you're taking, so you're already there. You just get on the train and walk off on the other side. You never
Mike,
know.
who hurt you? Who hurt you, Mike? Who was it? Come on.
Whenever I'm taking a train,
okay to talk about
sleeping,
Today, to be honest.
whenever I'm taking a train, sleeping isn't the goal.
Oh, that's crazy.
Casey's mom, she was.
Don't derail this conversation. Don't do it.
We're on the wrong track.
Our nice performer, ladies and gentlemen, I believe, is it Josh? I think it's Josh.
Mm-hmm.
Isn't that the
It
one
is.
that?
Yep.
Did I say it was Ned and then Josh? I believe I did.
I thought so.
Yeah.
That's a good plan.
Josh D. Donato.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Coming to us from Los Angeles.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Minority from Colorado tonight. They're from all over the place, man.
Thank you. Thank you, Mike.
You're welcome.
Yeah, I've been doing a lot more of these Zoom comedy things. And this is what I have found. The difference between killing on a Zoom comedy show and bombing on a Zoom comedy show is almost indistinguishable.
Oh, shit.
It is all miserable. Thank you for having me. Yeah. So excited though. So excited. 64 days. Huh? 64 days
yeah.
until we get to vote
Oh.
in what might be our last election. Yeah. Which, actually, I don't know. Does it count as the last election if they don't really tally all the votes that come in through the mail? Maybe 2016 was our last election. But, come to think of it, the Russians kind of messed with that one some. I don't know if you heard about that. It was in the news.
No, I didn't.
So yeah, so maybe 2012 was our last election. Huh. All right. Yeah, I have a lot of TV viewing to catch up on. I gotta binge watch the last couple of episodes, including the season finale of the Hate Parade that was on last week. The Festival of Gaslights. Yeah. The Trump Family Variety Hour.
Yeah.
Of course, I'm talking about the Republican National Convention. Yeah, it's. I guess there's a couple of fun things. I guess they brought Tiffany back from season 1, so that's exciting. Kind of interesting to see how that story arc goes. Yeah, the theme of the Republican Convention this year was, oh, you think it's bad right now? It's gonna be so much worse with the Democrats. It's like their dystopia will be worse than our dystopia. Yeah, I don't know if you knew this, but the Democrats are planning to abolish the suburbs. Which I've never heard that phrase before. I have no idea what that means, but it sounds scary, which I guess is the point. But I don't know. Somebody's got to ask the Republicans, like, if Black people move to the suburbs, it's still the suburbs, right? You know that. Okay. All right. Just checking. A lot of the speeches at the Republican convention were pre-taped. They weren't live. And I guess they were taped before 182,000 people died from COVID, because there's scarce mention of it. So I guess they just really prepared. Yeah, I don't know. Who had Republicans adopting a 17-year-old double murderer as a folk hero on their 2020 bingo card? Anyone?
I blew it. You know, I had Republicans say that only cops can kill unarmed citizens. So that's on me. That's on me. There's one group that it's kind of tough to be right now, and they're not really talked about a lot. It's people who, through no fault of their own, just happen to enjoy wearing red hats. It's a tough time for those folks, you know what I mean? A lot of mistaken identity. A lot of people see them from the back and they're like, "Hey, asshole, I want to talk to you." And then they turn around and it's like, oh, sorry, Lay's chips. I'm sorry. No, that's when it's okay. No, we're okay. We're good. Sorry, go back to yeah, no, but I'm excited to tune in November 3rd. Which will be possibly the series finale of American Democracy, which we'll find out during the episode if it's been renewed for another season. But no, I'm curious how America ends. I hope it's like some kind of crazy plot twist, like we wake up and it was all a dream, or it turns out we were dead the whole time, or something more pleasant than what we're experiencing. All right, thank you. Good night.
Woo! Josh DiDonato. Yeah. The most flagrant violation of our no politics jokes in the entire history of the show, ladies and gentlemen.
The weirdest thing is he's Republican.
Jesus, let me do it. Let me say what I want to say. There's nothing. All right, bringing our next performer on. Why? Because that's my job. We've been on many of these open mics, and I've seen much change, much growth, much personality, much humor every single time. And you're going to love her. Please welcome Christina Kleeman.
Yay! Thank you, guys.
Yeah.
Thank you for lying in my intro, Mike. I appreciate it.
No problem.
It's okay. It's okay. Self-awareness is not my thing. First of all, you guys, I would like to say that I'm running for office this year, president, and I would like Ned Rice to be my VP. And my campaign slogan is going to be "We'll work for tits." So it's perfectly in alignment, because I've been wanting a boob job for a while, because I feel like genetics has massively robbed me. But anyway, some of us have big never mind, that's not important. Nipples. Anyway, I was trying to be clean. Okay, guys. Okay. So, by the way, you guys, I'm not wearing any makeup. I'm so gorgeous. Oh my God. This is my life on COVID. I give 0 fucks. It's great. Oh, by the way, my kitten, who's asleep right now, that I'm like rigorously trying to train for the litter box, decided that it would be a good idea to piss in my chair. So my ass is literally wet for all the wrong reasons. So yay for me. My life is going so well. My ass is wet because of my pussy. Okay, I'm sorry. I had to.
Whoa! Boom! I had to on the play. She went there.
Stop talking, Mike. No. So I went somewhere. Sorry, I have dementia. Welcome. I went to Old Chicago earlier today with one of my friends, because my birthday is coming up, and this guy that was sitting right across the table from us, he literally looked like he could have been Ron Jeremy's twin, right? Mm-hmm. So he was in his 60s or something, and he ordered like a few different things, and he goes over, like the server or whatever gets ready to take his card. His credit card declines like 3 different times. He's calling everybody a dumbass and saying, "Give me my card back and I'm going to try my card." So finally he's sitting there saying, "I'm going to talk to the bank." So he's on the phone pretending like he's on the phone with the bank. He's not talking to anybody. And he comes back and tells the manager, I mean, he's really drunk and he's talking to himself. He comes back and tells the manager that my wife took my money from my account. So then the manager comes back and he's like sitting there like, he can't even stand, right? And the manager's like, I'm more than happy to get you a lift. And he's standing in the room and he's like, you guys, I gotta be honest, I kind of feel like I screwed you over a little bit. And like he literally looks like he's gonna piss himself. So finally he gets out of the restaurant and I guess he walks to wherever his home is. And I thought to myself, I'm like, you know what? That's where I want to be in 2 years. I want to be at an old Chicago with a receding hairline and a fucking beer gut. And I want to be lying to the manager saying that I called my bank that my wife stole my money. So if you guys ever doubt your life, you are winning. So I just thought I would share that with you guys. So that wasn't a joke. It just made me feel better about myself. And that's what anyway, I'm going to be 36, you guys, in a few days. And I've been kind of wondering, you know, what I'm doing with my life, which is nothing right now. It's really great. But I've been bringing up a lot of memories, and my dad sent a group message to all of us kids. And he was like, did you guys know that when you were babies, every single one of you used to make me gag when you would shit clear up to your shoulder blades? And I was like, well, I still shit the same way. So I feel like I gotta make that joke a little more punchy, but this is what an open mic is about. I want some hearty laughs on this damn thing, okay? Just kidding. I don't care. Stop laughing, Ned. Okay.
Oh,
is that still here? No, he's not. Okay. I went to Planned Parenthood recently, you guys. You know, because I have to get my party balloon looked at, and I call it a party balloon because every time a guy blows in it, I inflate. It's like a little textile joke.
high helium.
My legs, or helium, whatever, it's fine. My legs were up in stirrups recently, like they so often are, and the gynecologist is looking at me. And she has a concerned look on her face, and she's like, how many sexual partners have you had? And apparently a lot, let's be honest, a lot. It's quarantine. What else is there? You dye your hair and you get penis. It's a thing. I don't know.
Tell me about
There's
it.
no right answer. But anyway, apparently, even though I shave down there and it's like a landing strip because I want to marry a pilot, apparently my labia looks like the ears of a basset hound. Really long, hairy, and frightening. So that's why I prefer the darkness, because it's also a really great sex position. I don't know about you guys, but I feel like my face looks a lot like Joe Biden's potential presidency.
Okay.
Uncertain, frightening, and hopeful. So vote for me. I've come to realize, you guys, that everybody has attachment issues, right? Who had a perfect childhood, right? Okay, that's good. No response is necessary. It's fine. It's rhetorical. I have attachment issues. That's why I need counseling, and also why I prefer Satan over Jesus. But I have attachment issues. I have issues attaching the punchline to the tagline. Nope, I screwed that up. I meant the tagline with the punchline. I'm sorry, you guys. I'm very tired. Okay, you guys. I have a lot of jokes in my iPhone, and I just don't always write them down in my notebook, which I need to. So I think that's all I'm gonna do. Yeah, you guys, that's my time. Thank you, guys. I appreciate it. Thank you.
Kleeman, who managed to run out of stuff on the dot of 5 minutes. So here's the question for the producer. We've got Raghu Adabatla on deck, and then Nathan Earl, and then our headliner. And when is our producer going to try out his new jokes? Dun, dun, dun.
I'll go in 2.
In two? All
Yeah,
right.
sure. Thank you.
So, Raghu Adavatla from
Yes,
Chicago.
sir.
Personal
Hey,
friend
guys.
with my personal friend.
Thank you very much. Oh my God, it's such great talent tonight. Holy crap. I recently just went
Save some
to
praise for the
go-
comics.
What's that?
Thank you, but save some praise for the comics.
All right. Went to go visit my parents, and my mom does this thing whenever, like, we have I have a lot of high school friends I keep in touch with still, and some of them she hasn't met, but whenever she meets somebody, she has to go through the whole history of when they moved to, you know, their town and everything. I don't know why. Like, she'll just go on, and I just feel like, you know, I don't know why she does it, you know, and just be like, oh yeah, you know, we moved here 29 years ago. We used to live in Rochester, and we used to shift back and forth. Now my husband is retired, and we just renovating, and we have a new bedroom. And it's like, Mom, just let the UPS guy go, all right? Package, you know. He doesn't care. He doesn't. Ever since working from home, I sometimes send my wife jokes, and now I know that when she writes LOL, she's not really laughing out loud. That's pretty clear now. So when we were visiting my parents, they live in like kind of like wine country, and I thought, you know, I think wine tasting is going on now, like a lot, you know, outdoor stuff. And I called up a winery because I thought we could go. And so they basically were like, yeah, we do wine tastings, except it is curbside, which means exactly that. They bring you the wine to your car. So you're tasting wine in your car, which also means that you can get a DUI while looking for parking. Pretty much how that works. My dad is really bad at directions. He doesn't care if you have GPS, he'll still rattle out all the directions, but he's really bad because he'll be like, you go down Main Street, you take a left at the old Walmart, which I don't know what the hell that means. Walmart's on one street, and I have to figure out which one's the old one. All right, you go past the old Walmart, then you take a right where the ice cream store used to be. And if you see the car wash, you went too far. That's pretty much how he does that. It's really bad. We have I have two small kids, and my 3-year-old, we got him these superhero costumes, and basically now he wears a Hulk costume, and he thinks he should grunt and throw things around the house because those are the videos we actually recommended he watch. I thought superhero videos are cool, but it's just Spider-Man and Hulk like fighting and doing all this crazy stuff. So I'm wondering, where are all the YouTube videos with superheroes who actually eat all their dinner, listen to their parents, and go to bed early? I want those videos, you guys. Yeah, I'm gonna keep working on that. I promise you. A lot of hurricanes going on, and they always have names like, you know, regular stuff. Now I think it's Laura. And I wondered why there are no Indian names for hurricanes. And I figured out why. It's because by the time they get around to trying to pronounce the name, the hurricane has already hit land. So, yeah, I mean, can you imagine with how that would be? Just this just in, Hurricane Ralpali Venkatesati Surya Lakshmi Narasimha Chakravarti is about to hit Florida. That was my last joke I was gonna work on. So thank you guys for the time. I appreciate it. Thank you.
Raghu. What a great name, by the way. Can I just man, talk about throwing a curve at all the people who are going to racially profile you.
Right.
So, are you you really like, Middle Eastern, or can you get me in to see the Pope?
God, Mike.
No, we don't know. That's all I'm saying.
No, and no.
Coming over here and taking our sets on open mics. All right. Anyway, what I want to say is that I love you all, but I I'm not good at lying. So
I'm not good at lying.
Come on, you're kidding. Don't you understand a joke? Jeez, what the? Anyway, maybe you understand a joke when it's funny. I'm not going to do that for you. You're going to have to draw your own roadmap. Now, our next performer is someone that I haven't met. And so far, all the people that I hadn't met are really funny so far. Hey, wait a minute. I don't see his thing here. Nathan Earl, paging Nathan Earl.
Uh-oh.
Earl.
Oh boy.
Oh, I don't see him.
Somebody know Nathan Earl? Did he get?
Yeah, I think Mike. I think you know Nate Earl. He's a Denver guy.
Yeah.
Why did he leave without saying? Is what I want to know.
Well,
he's a disappointment.
Nathan Earl, and just oh well. You know what? That brought the show to a screaming halt, and I really apologize.
Wow.
There goes half the audience.
Anybody who sees Nate Earl, tell him that I didn't mean, this. I didn't diss him.
It's a school night, Mike.
That's right.
It's a school night, Mike.
School. So he has. Yeah. Okay. He's only got 12 hours to get infected, so I guess he's got to go.
Whoa! Not see that one.
Please,
We want shock.
Anybody who knows Nate well, tell him I wasn't trying to diss him. They have a lot of peak comics tonight.
Oh, there he is. He's on CNN in a white Bronco.
He killed tonight.
Good to know. He wasn't even on the show when he killed.
Nice.
Allegedly.
Well, he killed let's just say he killed in civil court. Please welcome, if you will, the producer of these shows and also the producer of Apocalypse Comedy on Sunday nights, which is also hilarious. Please welcome Chuck Roy.
Hey all, nice to see you all. I had a moment of reflection this week back to my young Republican days. This little kid, that's Jack Kemp. That's May at like 15 at one of my first Republican Party functions. 15, and right about that time is when I bought Donald Trump's book, Art of the Deal. And by 16 is when I figured out he wasn't qualified for shit. But I bought a black overcoat because of the cover of Trump the Game. And really, there was a day where the FBLA was going to go to the theater. And I was like, I can't go to the theater without a nice coat. Who knew I'd grow up to be a little gay? That's what like the whole moment of reflection was not only just that I owned the coat, but everything I went through to like get the coat. I woke up in a panic, was like, how can I go to the theater tonight without a black overcoat? And I raced up to the only store I knew. I was 6'3" and like 345 pounds. So I had to go to a tall and fat guy store. And this one was called the Coat Factory. That's where you have to get a jacket when you're that fat-headed like Donald Trump. You have to go to a factory to get your coat. It comes with like that color black is called lackluster empathy. And you got to have the red power tie that wraps around you like your felony collar. Definitely had to have I had to have burgundy shoes on to match my wine. Like, oh, they want health care. Okay. What you don't know is about every one of those Republicans, they all have like a perfect white shirt, but it's got yellow armpit stains. It's called Lackluster Courage. All right, I want to take it back to our host, but first I should tell you about your host. As a youth, he was given a boat and his parents had to take it away because every time he went to shore, there was a fight. Just a quarreling. Got into real rows is what I'm saying. Mike Langworthy, ladies and gentlemen, rowed his boat to shore.
Michael rowed his boat to shore is what he's saying.
Hallelujah.
Hallelujah.
Yeah, hallelujah. Another one of my favorite songs, which one of the tiny handful of reasons that I don't want Canada wiped off the face of the earth.
The stupid joy on my face when I was like, rowed the boat to shore. I can't wait. It means quarrel.
You know, I can envision you. I can envision you in your pandemic room saying, I can't leave the house. I have to go out. I wear a mask when I go out for a walk. I have to socially distance. And but here's a pun. A pun. Pun to tell Mike he can't not do it because I produced the show.
Puns are essential to his act.
Need some wordplay.
Yeah, you know, no, there's wordplay and then there's puns, my friend. All I'm saying, I really feel bad about the Nathan Earl thing. You know,
he's a word player. He'll be back.
Hey, he's a player. Word.
Word.
I didn't know how they talked.
You did that.
Talk today. Anyway, our next
You know what our IT
is
guy
our
said?
headliner.
Word to your motherboard.
He's headliner from across the sea. He'll tell you all about it. Please welcome James Longshore.
Yay!
James rows the boat to Longshore.
Hello.
That's wordplay, my friend.
I'll give you wordplay. I'll give you wordplay. Hello, Colorado.
Hello.
That is not a pun. That is just how Romanians say it. Hi, everybody. Nice to be back. Hi, Mike. Hi, Chuck. I am glad Ned is here tonight. I have a bit that I want to do just for you, Ned. I'll do it for everybody. But I think you'll really appreciate it. I'm not going to do it tonight.
I hope it's family friendly.
Is it ever? I'm never family friendly. I do not want a family at all.
Damn.
You're cutting into my times, folks, with this banter. I have a tight set. There's going to be no time to laugh.
I don't subtract for banter. I don't subtract for banter, James.
All right, fair enough. You're a fair man. That's why I like you. It is actually like 6 a.m. here on Tuesday. So let me be the first to say happy deviated September. It may be our last chance to get outside for a while, so I suggest we all do a no rain dance and pray for Indian summer.
Oh,
now before I start my set, I'm going to perform a magic trick. I am going to make a Michael Jackson joke without mentioning child molestation, because it's 2020 and I just mentioned it, didn't I? Forget I said that, but Michael Jackson, you all know the song Man in the Mirror?
Yes.
Yeah, okay. Well, I'm a little confused by how he sings some of the lyrics to that song, because he's like, and it's like, what'd you say, dude? No message could have been any clearer.
I don't get it.
Well, what a nice reflection on you.
This song was garbled, so
so my wife, no, it's his skill at phrasing. It is. My wife is writing a movie, and she got some studio notes over the weekend. And Mike, you'll appreciate this, being experienced in sitcomery. But this is far worse because it is not network notes, it's Netflix notes.
Work.
Yes. And so it's a rom-com. And they told her that the female characters were too sex crazed, and they didn't want to reinforce that stereotype because some rapists use that as a defense. So basically they're saying that if she writes the movie this way, it could be used one day to defend a rapist. And I think that's a bit of an exaggeration, and I am qualified to comment, having just played Rapey Guy in a Casey Affleck movie. I understand rapey guys now. I feel their pain.
You've got inside their heads, is what you're saying.
And their loins, But I feel like when I talked about that before, I didn't stress how cool and chill Casey Affleck actually was, you know, like, and I guess you got to be chill when Ben Affleck is your brother, because he's totally dramatic about like his alcoholism and being Batman and marrying Jennifer Lopez and then divorcing her for Jennifer Garner, I guess because he didn't want to worry about screaming out the wrong name in bed. Quick aside about J-Lo. Does anybody remember that song, I'm Still Jenny from the Block?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes, that silly song that actually needed 32 credited songwriters. 32 people to write. I used to have a little, now I got a lot. Like, I wonder if there were studio notes there. The original line was, I used to be a bitch, but now I'm rich. Anyway, so the big news is that the movie is premiering, the Casey Affleck movie is premiering in competition at the Venice Film Festival next month. And so they might be pushing it for Oscar. It might be in an Oscar-winning movie. But what I care about is that I really hope that they just give Rapey Guy a ticket to the premiere. And my wife too, because rapey guys need someone to love them too. Rapey guys need love, bum, 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 too. And one person, you all should know that. It's only the biggest hit of 1987. You knew Man in the Mirror. You knew Man in the Mirror. Anyway, how am I doing on time here, Mike?
You have about 30 seconds.
Oh, no, that's just some time.
Taking advantage.
Like Mike, my wife is a fair woman, and I would like to trade her tit for tat, but I don't have any tat.
Oh.
I don't even know what it is.
So worth it. So worth it.
So I'll use the last bit of my time to give Ned the bit that he didn't even ask for. Oh! Wow. My wife looks better than ever now because she is on the keto diet. And so no sugar, no carbs. She's a former carboholic who has now gone 462 days without a carb. And I am so proud of her. I tried to give her a chip and she was like, no! That's for all you recovering alcoholics. And Ned, a little AA humor for Ned. I went to AA, I did, but only because it was court mandated. And
you got a nudge from a judge.
Yeah, he gets me. And God, and that God crap, sorry, Ned, didn't work for me. So I chose Alcoholics Alternative, which is to keep drinking. And I know there's probably some practicing alcoholics out there tonight. Keep at it. Practice makes perfect. Dreams can come true. I'm living through. That's more than my time. Thank you, guys.
Best thing about Alcoholics is Alternative is you don't have to change the letterhead. Would have been funnier if I hadn't stumbled on the punchline. But you know what?
That was my whole act, stumbling on the punchline, so don't worry.
That's another thing. Well, I tripped over it. Hey, when Ben calls out the wrong name during sex, he goes, Ben! Ben! Because he's an actor, is what I'm saying. Christ, man. Sometimes I act as though I think I'm funny.
Fun stuff.
I actually feel behind closed doors. when I'm pedaling on a Peloton, trying to break enough of a sweat so I can forget my empty life for a second.
Love the new stuff, Mike.
Pardon me?
Love the new stuff.
Yeah, thank you, Ned. I appreciate that. Anyway, this was a lovely show. I want to thank all of our comedians, but God damn it, I'm old and I can't remember all your names. But I will. I'll get it all. Vanda Michelleoski. It's not going to be in order. Vanda Michelleoski, Josh G. Donato, Raghu Adebatla, Gail Hollander, Nathan Earl, James Longshore, Sukumar, Vijay, Aragavan. Ha! Said it right a couple of times. Ed Smythe, Evan Smith, Chip Jones, Vinnie Siron, Jake Ovus, Midnight Train to Georgia. Oh God, who was that guy? I'll think of it. Oh, Ned, he was just Will Wheaton. No, but it's another great Ned Rice. And I had a lovely time, and I'm pretty sure you did too. I also want to thank our guests tonight, Laura Ovus, Marilyn and Alan Levinson, Michael's son, Robert Langworthy, Michael Langworthy's wife, Carol Langworthy, who has not seen me perform since Carter was president, I'm pretty sure. I just had a great time. Chuck, thank you very much for giving me this opportunity.
Yeah.
Hollander on there. Ed Smythe. Hey, look, Ed Smythe knows English words. Yeah, it's just great time. Both words spelled right. So always funny. Come on again, everybody. Come on again. Tell your friends. Pay for tickets. Sell them on street corners like lemonade. Is that it, Chuck? Do we have a song or anything at the end, or are we just finishing up?
We don't have a song at the end. We should be singing at the end of this show. We do that at the end of the apocalypse, everybody. And we've
always
talked about
look on the
along
bright side of life.
Right, don't sing anything that's going to get me a copyright.
It goes on and on, my friends.
we can-
People
Life's a
started
piece of shit. If you look at it, always look at it.
I'm so glad we had this time together.
That's what I was thinking.
Won't you be?
All right.
So glad we got this copyright strike from YouTube.
Not today, but it'll be there in the morning.
I look forward to it.
I think as long as we sing several songs and only get to 12 bars, we're legally okay.
Right. I'm probably going to hit 2 bars after I read.
Bye, guys. Thanks, Mike and
Good
Chuck.
night, everybody.
Bye, guys.
Bye, good night.
Bye. Thanks, guys.
Buddy, thank you.
Don't ever change.
Thank you all.
Bye-bye.
Don't ever change.
Good
Ned,
night, folks.
Have a great summer.
thank you very much.
Thank
See
you.
Hey, have a good summer. See you next fall. Do you have a good trip?
What am I, Hillary? It never seems to end. Mike, I'll see you soon. Thanks, Chuck.
Thank you, Ned. Appreciate it. Glad to see you.
As you were.
It was a pleasure.
All right, YouTube. Good night.
Good night.
Good night.